All right, today we're jumping into a system that's all about doing one thing and doing it well, taking all that chaotic noise in your head and turning it into clear, focused action. It's basically a roadmap for finding clarity when you feel totally overwhelmed. So let's start with a question that I bet is going to hit home for a lot of you, because it definitely does for me. You know that feeling, the one where your mind just has way too many tabs open? It's that mental overload where all these thoughts and to-dos are screaming for your attention, and it just feels impossible to figure out what to do next. And right out of the gate, this system makes a really important distinction. This is not your typical pretty journal. It's not for tracking your mood. The whole philosophy here is built on what's called structured reflection. Think of it as a methodical way to actually process your thoughts. And, this is the key part, to turn all that mental noise into real decisions and actual concrete actions. Okay, so first things first, let's really dig into the problem this whole system is built to solve. And it really all boils down to one thing: taming that internal mental noise. See, when your mind is just cluttered with all this stuff, half-baked ideas, vague worries, a never-ending list of maybes, it leads straight to what we call decision fatigue. You get so bogged down by everything you could be thinking about that you just don't do anything. You get stuck in this loop of worrying instead of actually making any progress. So, what's the fix? Well, this system offers a really structured approach, and it's designed specifically to slice right through all that mental clutter. And look, this is not just some random pile of templates. It's a very deliberate 30-day system with two clear goals: get you thinking clearly and help you lock onto your very next action. What's also cool is that it's designed for e-ink tablets. That handwriting experience is key. It's more tactile. It kind of forces you to slow down just a bit and really engage with your thoughts in a way that just banging them out on a keyboard doesn't. And it's a pretty packed system. We're talking about a 100-page hyperlinked PDF that gives you everything you need for a whole month of this structured thinking. You've got your core daily and weekly pages to build that rhythm, sure, but you also get these specialized tools for when things get really tricky, plus logs to help you spot those pesky recurring patterns. They really thought about the user experience too, making it super efficient. There's this global navigation bar on every single page. That means you can jump from, say, your daily reflection right over to your weekly review, or to one of those clarity tools with just a single tap. It makes the whole thing feel really smooth and seamless. Okay, so how does this actually work in practice, like day to day? Well, the whole system is built around this really consistent daily and weekly rhythm that's designed to become a real habit. And this part is absolutely key. The daily practice is designed to be super, super easy to do. We're talking just 2 to 5 minutes a day. That's it. It's such a small time commitment that you can actually build a sustainable habit even when your day is completely crazy. The daily process itself is just 4 simple, but honestly really powerful steps. First, you just name what's actually happening. No judgment, just the facts. Step 2, you name what feels unclear or heavy. You acknowledge the emotional side of it. Then, step 3, you actively choose what's most important today. And then the final and most crucial step, you boil all of that down into one single, controllable next action. The page layout itself is kind of like a funnel. It's really clean, super minimalist, and it's designed to take your thinking from this big, broad, messy place all the way down to that one single focused action. There's no extra stuff, no fluff, just a clear path to get you moving. Then, once a week, for maybe 10 minutes, you zoom out. The weekly review is all about spotting patterns. You look back and ask, okay, what kept happening this week? What actually helped me? And what just made things worse? But the goal isn't just to notice this stuff, it's to do something about it. So, based on what you find, you choose one little experiment to try for the next week. It creates this amazing feedback loop for growth. But what about those times when you're feeling really stuck? Or you've got a huge decision hanging over your head? Well, the system has a special section just for that. It's called Tools for Tough Moments. This is where things get really deep. You get 9 specialized templates. So for example, if your head is just spinning and you feel totally overwhelmed, you can use the brain dump template to literally get every single thought out of your brain and onto the page. Or maybe you're stuck in a negative thought loop. There's a thought reframe tool that walks you through how to challenge and change that story. It's basically a toolkit for your brain ready to go for whatever you're dealing with. And to make that weekly review even more powerful, there are these things called patterns logs. They're just special pages where you can quickly write down things that trigger you or activities that just drain your energy right when they happen. That way, when you sit down for your weekly review, you're not trying to remember everything, you've got actual data to look at. It makes it so much easier to see what's really going on. So, when you put all these pieces together, you start to see this really clear path emerge. The whole system is designed to guide you from one place to a much better one.
And really, this is the whole point, the ultimate payoff. The goal is to completely short-circuit that cycle of just worrying about things in the abstract or getting stuck in analysis paralysis. It systematically walks you through translating that vague, heavy feeling into one single, concrete action that you are 100% in control of. And that's where real momentum starts to build.
And just so you know, this system was built by a group called OPS Tools, which stands for Origin Problem Solving. And that name, I think, really nails the philosophy here. It's not just about managing the clutter. It's about getting to the root of the problem and actually solving it. Which brings us to the final thought. And it's a question that comes straight from the heart of this system. Look, it's not about trying to solve everything all at once. It's about finding that one small thing you can do right now. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what one single controllable action could bring you a little bit of clarity today?